See if I can actually get chat to work. Since sometimes it don't want to. Copy the invite link. Thursday. For some reason I thought it was Friday. Wife's getting her hair done, and when she gets done with that, I'm going to order us some food. That'll be nice, right? Spent all day yesterday just basically harassing my brother. I have to admit, I kind of love it. He might not, but I'm that kind of guy. Like you're the kind of guy that likes to get suspicious. And I'm the kind of guy that says pudding is delicious. Yeah, some of you will get that. Oh my God. That was so went to open up Facebook and it opened up like a Himes, but then it immediately closed them all too. So Shadow got some of the stuff he's been working on done. And I was talking about that, and he was like, man, I've got like a million things going on right now. So, because he was letting me know he wasn't just being a dick and not joining my channel But you know what? If I stream every day for 2 or 3 hours, and I kind of expect someone else or multiple else people to show up and be on the stream, is that really a fair ask? Because it's like other people got shit they want to do too. And I think sometimes I need to recognize that, like everyone can't just be like standing around waiting for me to go live so they can all jump on the show with me, because that's just very demanding, right? Very demanding and not really fair, especially when all of a sudden, I don't know how it happened, but all of a sudden, the majority of the people I hang out with are like actual like game creators and writing adventures. And, it's like my boy Double D's writing adventures, Shadow's writing adventures, Bear's writing like multiple games, Doc's writing multiple games. So it's not like I'm just hanging out with a bunch of guys who aren't doing anything. They're all doing stuff. And I need to remember that so that I don't be like, because I have this thing and I don't know what you would call it, maybe just being a sissy boy or something. But anytime like things change in my life, like somebody can't hang out or something, I have a tendency to automatically try to figure out what I did to piss them off. You know what I mean? Even though there's no rhyme or reason to it. And a lot of times I didn't piss anybody off. It's just, I guess, paranoia or something. Maybe a fucked up self-esteem. I don't know. I don't know why I'd have a bad self-esteem, though, because I do love me some me. But it's basically something. I've got this Griffith miniature that I 3D printed up a long time ago. I actually 3D printed up a multitude of these guys. But as you can see, I changed his sword from a saber. I gave him a shield. I'm changing his hair and everything like that. There's Bear. Hello, Bear.
Hello. Hello, James. Been waiting to see if you're going to come on and whether
you.
or not I was going to do a show or not tonight, but then you came on. Why? What were you talking with me? What did I do now?
Well, actually, I was just saying between how it's unfair for me to expect you guys to always just be ready to be on the show anytime I do, especially with the rate that I stream. And the fact that it turns out all the bros I used to like that used to be bros hanging out have all become like game creators and stuff. They got a lot of shit on their plates now. So, like when I was saying, I wonder if I pissed Shadow off, he's never on. No, it turns out he's writing like 3 modules for the Red Room or whoever. And
I come whenever I can, good sir. Whenever I can, I come and I hang out because I enjoy your company, even if you do piss me off sometimes.
It just turns out people are busy. But I have a tendency to always wonder if I did something to piss somebody off.
Well, yeah, that's just because you have a conscience and a brain, and
And I'm
you
always
are
like,
also
man, I hope I
spicy
didn't
as
piss them
fuck.
off because, like some people would assume the other person's a dick. I always assume I am.
Yep, I was raised the exact. I think this is how we're raised along the Appalachia. I think we're just raised to think that way, right? Our mothers
Yeah,
probably
like
programmed it
what did
into us.
I do wrong? Because
Dude,
obviously they didn't do anything wrong.
when I was like 12 or 13, probably 12, 13, around there, I got into a fight with this guy at school. He attacked me and then, beat the living shit out of me. And he drove my lower teeth here came through here. Like my lip was
Ooh.
off of the skin, right?
Yeah.
And my grandmother's house was right across from the school. So of course I'm 12. I fucking ran to my grandmother's house. My mother was there. And not like, are you okay? Oh my God, what happened? No. What did you do to piss him off?
I mean, that's so freaking. That's just so relevant. It's just so like, can relate. Like Doc making some tea. Be on in a minute. Hey, there's Sax. Hey, Sax.
Be real great if the you two both jumped on here. By the way, did you see the? I gotta go. I'm cooking food, so I'll be right back. But did you see the Final Age game last night?
I did not because I was in the hospital. But it wasn't
anything. What the fuck?
Bad. Don't worry about it. It wasn't anything bad.
Okay, you and your brother, man.
Well, no, see me, I've got that issue where sometimes I do these cortisone dumps, and occasionally they take me in and watch me for a little bit. Then they let me out. There's nothing they can do about it. It's just a thing that happens. But oh yeah, got Saxius hanging out over here. I don't know though. Well, no, Saxius lives in Britain, so I don't know. Saxius, are we allowed to be friends still? I saw this Danish comedian, and he was like really pissed off because apparently the Swedes had offered to help Denmark defend Greenland if America invaded. And the Dane was like, what the fuck? I don't want to be friends with those scumbags. He's like going on. He's like, great, America. Now you've got us trying to ally with the one country we fought more wars against than any other country in the history of the world. He's like, I'd rather roll in the snow until I die than be friends with a Swede. And I'm sitting here like, why? It's so weird. They're all like cousins and they just despise you. Well, no, the Dane said the Norwegians was cool. He's like, the Norwegians are cool. They're just a little crazy, but these fucking Swedes. He's like, they sound like when they talk, they've got a mouthful of rocks. James, hey, what up? Checking in before bed. Well, not doing much. We can still be friends. Good.
Well, there. Now we can be friends again.
Yeah, I love that. Well, there. Now we're friends.
Are we no longer friends?
One of the best parts of that whole movie is when like the dude was swinging his pistol around and Doc brought out his whiskey.
His little whiskey cup. Yeah.
All that shit.
And then they battle in Latin. Gentlemen, we don't want any trouble in here, no matter what language.
Yeah, right. And he's like, oh, an educated man. Nah, I know I hate him.
Nah, I know I hate him.
And Sax says the Danes' response to the Swedes offering to help, it sounds pretty realistic. Yeah. Fuck you, Swedes. Yeah. Oh, man. Weird world. But no, I have this issue, you see, where for reasons that no one has been able to divine, my body will completely dump all the cortisol and adrenaline all at once. And it can happen pretty much any time. And sometimes, not every time, if it gets really bad, they'll haul me in and do tests and make sure there's nothing they can do to stop it, though, which is why I'm on the clonazepam and everything. Is their hope is if they keep me like knocked down a lot, that it won't happen a lot. But it's related to the fact that part of my brain got cooked when I was in the fire service. Because that happens when you go in fires and it's 200 degrees and whatever. And occasionally a bit of your brain will get cooked. Us and the guys in costumes at Disney. Isn't that weird? Firemen and the people who dress up like Minnie Mouse get brain damage. And my particular sort of brain damage is my body will go into a full fight or flight for no reason. You know, it'll just be like, okay, Otrick. Who is Otrick? Oh,
Othric was his character in the Final Age game.
nice. Yeah, so that's why I missed it. They kept me for like 12 hours. Oh, it was
Doc,
even stupider too because I didn't tell
We're
my
enjoying
wife.
we're enjoying a wonderful adventure into your breathing and movements right now. Your mic is super hot, brother.
Okay.
Yeah,
I wish I
kinda
could do something about this. I have
Just-
no.
Just get a real mic.
I don't.
I need to get paid. I need. There's a whole lot of things I need.
That's fair.
I don't mind, Doc. Keep breathing heavy, man. I like it. But
you like this
so
adventure in
anyway,
nasal cavity? Wow.
I didn't want to worry my wife, so I walked out in my Adidas super sheer biker shorts and laid down on my driveway and called 911. The ambulance showed up, and there was only one guy there I recognized, and I'm like, "Oh, cool! At least I recognize somebody." And then the 19-year-old guy studying to be a paramedic fucked me up nonstop the whole way to the
Yeah.
hospital.
Yeah.
But I was like, "What are you, kid? 19?" And he's like, "Yeah, you guessed it dead on." I was like, "Okay,
That's so bad. I would guess a doctor did it.
So
right."
basically, whenever I have the thing where my veins
you
are
did,
recessed. My veins are recessed, so every time I go get blood taken out, these fucking vampires insist they got to go in here, and I'm like, no, go to the back of my hand. And they're like, well, no, that hurts. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. It hurts a lot less than you digging around for a
Yeah.
vein there, and me winding up with a fucking saucer-sized bruise later. Go in the back. All of them, no problem. Filipinos, fucking Latin Americans, no problem. White French chicks, no problem. Okay, we go in the back of the hand, and away they go. And it doesn't hurt that bad. It's like fucking mosquito bites hurt more. This one fucking Haitian nurse one time starts arguing with me. No, I'm going in there. And I'm like, no, you're not going in there. And she's like, sir, you don't tell me what to do. I was like, you don't tell me where you get to stab my body. What are you talking about? Right. And we're just yelling at each other. Finally, this Filipino gay guy comes over. He's like, okay, why don't you go help her? And he pushes her over to the old lady. He's stealing. He's like, okay, sir, sit down. I'll take your blood. It's so nice.
Yeah. My ex was a nurse, and she used to have all kinds of stories about the Haitian nurses. She hated
Oh
them.
my
She thought
God.
they were awful. She
Well,
thought
I
they
don't
were
know
awful.
what this
Quebec
one
is full of
was
these
at the
stories. Like,
hospital.
I have friends who are nurses here in Quebec. They fucking hate these women. Hate them.
But you know when the needle's actually in, and instead of like hitting a vein, they like pull it out just a little bit and start like
Yeah.
moving it around like they're searching.
Yep.
It's like you should know where that vein was before you stuck the needle in.
Before you stuck that needle in, you should have given it a little bit of fucking time.
And I can tell you
Oh.
one thing right now: if they say your veins roll, no, they don't. No, they don't. I was trained to put IVs in people. Veins don't roll.
Mm-mm.
It just means you missed the fucking thing. And
now you're
also,
trying to give me
you're
some
supposed to
bullshit for
start
your
with the back of the hand. They never do. But the reason you start at the back of the hand is if you blow the vein here, you can always move up. But if you blow the vein here, you can't move down.
Yeah.
Fucking idiots. But anyway,
morons.
they did their best. And like I said, he is a 19-year-old trying to do paramedic shit.
So I have like a bump or a cyst or something on the back of my right hand, right? It's not painful, doesn't hurt me. There's no need to go get surgery, get it removed or anything like that. When I went to get blood taken one time, the lady was like, "What the hell is that?" I'm like, "That's my baby. You be nice to my baby." And she starts laughing. She's like, "Okay, sir, I'll avoid your baby." And I'm like, "Thank you, darling." Medical
it's
people
odd.
love me as long as they're not arrogant dicks, because I'm really entertaining while I'm there, because I know neither of us want to be there, right? So I try and be fun and make it light and keep a thing. But the minute I run into a medical person who's a dick, oh, my asshole comes flying out in full color. Full color. Fuck you, you overpaid fuck. Shadow's in the chat. Get him in here. Come on, Shadow, get in here.
I don't see him having hit the button.
He's in the chat, I said.
Although you know who makes
he might be
great
busy.
nurses
I
that
watched
everyone
the video
loves?
today. He was talking
Jamaicans.
about.
Everybody loves the Jamaican nurses.
Oh no,
The
you're
Asian
much better off
nurses,
with the
not so much.
Filipinos. The Filipino nurses are the best, man. I love them. Yeah, I'm not having the Swedes in my coalition. I don't blame you, man. The worst thing I ever heard about the Swedes, and I always bring this up, is the fact that they might invite you to stay the night but won't feed you while you're there. Like they'll tell you, I gotta go downstairs real quick, and it's because they're going to eat dinner, but they leave you in the room. I didn't believe that, and then I looked it up, and it's true. And I'm like, really? Like if you get invited to a Swede party, you bring your own drinks because no one shares. And they're like the only ones that are like that. If you go to Norway, Finland, anywhere in the Balkans, whatever, Baltic, it's like you got invited to the party, they're getting you lit up on shit, right? But the Swedes are fucking weird. And I'm just like, fucking Swedes.
There's a village
What's up,
down the way.
George?
Go raid them if you're hungry.
Yeah, I guess, it's like they almost expect you to bring your own food to their house for the stay over. And we're talking kids. We're not talking like adults. Fucking weirdo Swedes, I guess. But anyway, so it turns out everything is exactly the same as it was before I went because the thing I have, there's no way to fix it until somebody figures out how to regenerate brain tissue or something. So, but all the nurses were really nice, and they wheeled me in, and I was wearing one of those really sheer, like my underwear were like the same material as pantyhose because they're my Adidas biker shorts I wear when I ride my bike. I actually have a really nice bike. And which meant since I'm there and kind of whatever, they never threw a blanket over me, the assholes from the fire department. And they wheel me right through the middle of the ER and everything with like my schlong indent, like fully visible through my super sheer underwear. And then they had me laying in a hospital bed for like 35 minutes like that. And I was finally like, hey, you think I could get a blanket over here? I'm just sitting here with my cock hanging out, which might be cool. I mean, maybe that's why all the nurses were so nice because they're like, oh, that poor guy. Be nice to him. Look what God did to him. I don't know. But yeah, the American medical system, guys, if you're in Europe or any other place, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. It can be pretty wild. And then my wife finally showed up and we were at the ER and I was like pointing out to her which one of the nurses was most likely to give somebody a blowjob in like a broom closet. And she was like, how do you know? And I said, you can just tell by looking at that one. That's the one right there, baby. And she's like,
remind me to take you to my next doctor's appointment.
Seriously, mine too.
No. When I say someone, I mean a firefighter.
Oh, well, then that doesn't count. Fuck off.
Because ER nurses are the most statistically promiscuous people on the planet.
So, Doc, you said Jamaicans. I agree because we have a lot of Jamaicans here, and I fucking love dealing with them anytime. Because unlike every other Caribbean people, they're super arrogant, just like the rest of them. But they're Jamaican, so they don't feel they need to flaunt it at you because they already feel they're superior to you in all ways, shapes, and forms. Whereas the rest of them are all feeling inferior that they're not Jamaican, so they kind of got to throw it in your face all the time. But the Jamaicans are arrogant as fuck, but that makes them super chill. It's kind of like Nigerians. Nigerians are arrogant as fuck, but super chill and easy to deal with as a result because they believe in themselves. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, Filipinas are the only nurses, if they're your girlfriend, they're not going to cheat on you for the most part because Filipinas are retardedly loyal.
They are, for the most part, incredibly loyal people. And I never knew this, but you just explained why I have Jamaican friends that I go out to dinner with and stuff. But I rarely hang out with American-born Black people.
Jamaicans are amazing people.
Because Jamaicans, to me, they don't act away. You know what I mean? It's like they're not looking at me like I'm the devil because I don't know. They're Jamaicans. They're just like fucking
they don't give a fuck.
Boy. They don't care.
Literally, it's. I've noticed it. It's been explained to me by people, even including non-Jamaicans. They're like just Jamaicans as a general rule. They know they're better than you in their heart, so they feel no need to have to treat you like shit or be an asshole about it because they're comfortable.
And that's why the Jamaicans invited me to their barbecues, but most American-born Black guys don't. because
We
they
have
see
a,
a white guy,
That and the racism.
well, the
we
thing,
have
yeah,
a
but the
bunch of
thing is,
Nigerians where I
Jamaicans
work.
just don't even see that. When Jamaicans see a white person, they don't see 300 years of slavery and shit.
No, they
like
just see not Jamaican.
They
That's all
just
they
see
see.
some guy that's like,
Not Jamaican. Doc, you were trying to say something?
We have a bunch of Nigerians. Well, not a lot, like about 20 of them at the factory. They will not even associate with American blacks.
Oh no, they hate
They
them.
despise
They
them.
fucking. I literally
They're
had a
so
student.
hostile. They're so hostile to them. It's like I get it. I was like, dude, chill
I,
out.
I had I had a
Correct.
student. She
You're
was
English.
Nigerian, and she had missed a couple of days for being sick, and then she showed up because after 2 days of training, it's like, lady, I got to fire you unless you have a really good reason. And she's like, I'm pregnant. I'm like, oh, well,
Yeah,
fuck, that's a
sad.
good reason. That's okay. You're fine. I mean, that's good. I understand you're sick. She goes, yeah, but I'm sad. I said, why are you sad? She goes, I don't want to raise my child in this country. Have you seen how the black people here are? And I was just like, wow. Is that racist from you? Like, I was like totally on the like, I don't know how to treat this as a white person, so I'm just gonna say I understand. Leave it
I
at
heard
that.
this weird legend, and I don't know if it's true. Someone else might need to tell me if it's true or not. That it all has to do with which tribes went where. And apparently, the tribes that were sold to Jamaica were different tribes than the tribes that ended up in like North America.
Okay.
So there's a little bit of like tribal, like, you know,
Even
like,
after all this time, that's
there's,
crazy.
I would like to point out something really disturbing that happened. I have my headset on today, so I was out dealing with my fucking supper while James was telling me this hospital story. And he was telling us about his sheer biker pants, and he said, I have a really nice buh. And my heart stopped until the word Ike followed the buh, because I thought we were about to hear about his fine ass or something. And I was just like, oh, dear God, what am I listening
no,
to
I said the
today?
nurses were being nice to me because they probably felt bad about what God had
No,
already.
that was after that, sir. Before that, when you were telling us about your shorts, it was. I thought you were gonna start bragging up your ass, and I was like, I don't need to hear this today.
No, I'm a crackback, man.
So anyway, Claricon 26 has been announced. So for those of you who are actually finally going to get off your asses and come up, you've got until October to save up your money for airfare and hotels.
And if you guys don't know, that's a person where you can't tell where their back ends and their butt starts, except for the crack. I got a flat ass. And classy stuff to tell my wife. Oh, I always let her know that, you know, she's really lucky I was loyal to her when I was a firefighter. Because boy, oh boy, I could have been running wild in the streets in those ERs. ER nurses, man, I don't know what it is about it. And it's specifically ER nurses, not like stroke ward nurses or something. They are the most promiscuous career in the United States. But how could they not be? They deal with firemen all day. So, you know. I mean, you laugh, but it's stupid and also true, though. Like any female career would be very promiscuous if they dealt with firemen all day. You got some sweaty, big, you know, built dude coming in their fire gear. Shit, that'll melt the panties off of anyone. We had this chick at HR, man, and me and my buddy Miguel, we used to do this thing. Every time we had to go to HR to talk to her about stuff, like we'd be sitting there watching her, and she'd like be sitting there with just her blouse on, and like one of us would be like, "That's a really nice blouse you got on today. I really like it." And then like her nipples would get so hard and stick out that she'd have to take her sweater and put it on, and we'd just like behind her back, we'd just be like, "Ha ha ha, bitch!" Yeah, because we knew, everybody knew. Come on. Now Miguel sent me a text the other day, and apparently he was in his backyard and a squirrel picked up a stick and started attacking the other squirrels with it. I think I said that. Now, I was not aware that squirrels were tool users. And then I told my wife about it, and she said, was Miguel stoned maybe? You know, hallucinating or something? I was like, maybe. He sent me a text like the next day and said, and by the way, bro, I wasn't even stoned. So I had to tell my wife, he sent me a text, said he wasn't stoned or anything. Just got a squirrel over there in Azalea Park running amok with a stick, beating the shit out of
Well, I do notice that squirrels, not just our squirrel, hermit friend, they have an incredible sense of humor. And we got one or two that live in this tree or near my backyard, and they just love. I mean, it's like watching Chip and Dale just freaking tease my dog, just freaking incessant.
Chipmunks do that too. Chipmunks are brutal. I don't know if you guys have chipmunks where you are, but where I grew up, we had chipmunks. They would drive our dogs insane.
We
They'd
have
basically
them
get down
in
on the ground, rile them all up, get the dog to chase them up the fucking tree. The dog's there barking, and then they'd find things on the tree to pick off and throw at the dogs to keep pissing them off even more. And then you hear them just chittering at each other. They were
They're
so
just laughing their asses off, right? It's
Oh
hysterical.
fuck yeah!
And the weirdest thing is my dog, he can hear them like through the house, upstairs, etc. He will like get freaking ears up,
Squirrel!
run down the stairs. Fucking no. I mean, it's like he could hear them fucking saying his name and shit,
Well, he can hear them. I don't know if they're saying his name, but
Well, whatever the
just,
squirrels
hear
call them,
hey, there's that dumb white dog.
but
Hey, I say, look, it's that stupid gringo mutt. Let's go fuck with that perro.
the squirrels in Shadow's neighborhood are all cholos.
Oh, I'm certain of that too.
They all came up from the Rio Grande, right?
Right. They're all wearing little bandanas pulled way low over their eyes and shit, like down to the bridge of their nose and shit.
Gen X, what's up,
Leo.
Ghost? The gang's here all ghosty, ghost. I don't speak emoji, Holy Diver, but thank you for acknowledging my existence.
Hey, what's up, HT, Saxius, George? Haven't seen you guys in a while.
Saxius was just pointing out how unclassy it was for me to be able to pick out the sluttiest nurse in the ER and then point her out to my wife. And my wife says, "How do you know?" And I explained to her because she had the wild hair and the big like librarian glasses and was kind of frumpy looking. That's the one right there. You know what I mean? Kind of youngish. We used to have a joke in the fire department that after a 20-year-old girl gave her like 100th blowjob, she was immediately gifted from on high an RN degree and allowed to go work in an RN. That's like how they got their RN degrees. It's like, the only thing worse,
so gross.
honestly, than a RN nurse or a ER nurse is probably a female firefighter. In my experience, female firefighters, guaranteed, I don't give a shit what they look at, like no matter how ugly they are, by the time you see one, they have already been ran through the whole department. That's just, they're like barracks bunnies, except for firemen. And then when they hit about 29, they decide they want to settle down and get married. And every time you go to like the department thing and they're there with their new husband and like 9 out of 10 of the bros has been all up in it, and you're just like,
Yikes.
wow.
That's so nasty. I can't even begin to.
That's what they call Eskimo brothers, man.
Yeah, I understand that. That's why I have some very strict policies when it comes to
Anyone
women.
else remember when we used to talk about RPGs around this place?
We are talking about RPGs. We're talking about thirsty sword lesbians, except it's the firefighter edition.
Sure. Okay, you feel better now? You've inserted yourself into my world. You've taken your position. You're permanent. You're happy now. Okay.
Yeah. I think that big Canadians that are completely run over by their cats don't have any right to say anything about anything.
So as a big person, you should remember we have a job, and the job is protect the smalls.
And I guess cats count?
They're very smalls.
Base coat.
And I would like to point out, acquiring the love of a dog is easy, and even sometimes doesn't even require cheese. Acquiring the love of a cat is an event. Like, oh my God, this small predator thinks I'm the safest thing in the world. Perfect. You know what I mean?
I'm not entirely convinced that they're capable of that emotion, but okay.
That's because you don't own it.
Acquiring the love.
I've owned more cats than dogs.
And you don't have this brain pattern. Like, I don't have toxic plasmosis or whatever, because like 2 or more than one. I'm like literally sometimes thinking, can I get rid of one of these? Because 2 is driving me fucking crazy. Whereas if you had that toxic plasmosis or whatever, that fucking brain thing for cats, it'd be like, 2's not enough. I need 5 more. You know what I mean? So
It turns out
yeah,
Don't push it.
I know nothing of that. Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
nothing of that, really.
That's
I wonder
sarcasm.
if-
Thing.
I wonder if men are immune to it because I only see women buying lots of cats.
Yeah,
Yeah, well-
apparently there's something in cat poop that can make you addicted to cats,
Yeah, no thanks.
and you'll just keep buying cats. I'm
What do you
pretty
mean
sure one of
buying
my
cats?
nieces has
You just
that.
have two long enough, regardless of their sex, and you will have more.
Oh
The
no,
cats
I'm
will
just saying.
show
I'm
up.
pretty sure my niece has it because she's got like 6 cats, and she's not even 29.
The fuck, man.
It's
Too many.
for right off the bat, the whole litter box thing, not happening. Not doing that.
Yeah, we
I'm
always
not
follow the
paying for
cat
it.
lady.
I'm not paying for the litter. I'm not stooping down to scoop up their crap and dump it.
I never had litter box till I lived in the city. Didn't even know what the fuck a litter box was until I lived in the city.
Yeah, out on the
And
then
farm,
it's
we
like-
just had barn cats. They just kind
Yeah,
of
just
wandered
left
around.
the cat. Where I grew up in the country, the cats would just meow at the door, open the door, cat goes out. Eventually, at some point, the cat knows 3 entries into the house that it can meow at, and someone will let it in. You know,
Yeah.
Eventually, yeah.
My dog's got a place in the backyard that's sufficient, if you know what I mean. It just takes care of itself and eventually becomes,
Yeah.
Grass.
I'm just
Yeah,
asking.
dogs are
I just gotta ask one thing. Who's buying cats? I've always got them for free. They've been given away all the time.
My nephew just paid like way too much money for a cat, but he got like a papered Maine Coon. That thing weighs like 35 pounds. Like when you go to his house and it's sitting on the chair, it's like sitting
is
on the
right,
chair
George.
like a person.
You are
You know?
100% correct. Dogs
It's-
make you addicted to their awesomeness.
They're big, This thing is big and it's got like a long snout. Like you're not used to seeing that long boxy snout on a cat, but he's like 35 pounder. Yeah. God.
Speaking of, where is my dog?
Yeah.
My dog isn't even up here. Oh, there he is. Just sitting
But
there waiting
you're
for
right,
me to do
Timmy.
something.
Most of the time, you just walk around and you'll see like a kitten underneath a car or something. Just grab it out and be like, "You're mine now."
Yep. Cats
Yeah,
are
okay.
everywhere. You don't have to pay for cats.
it's
You're
referred
my
to as
cat
the cat.
now.
It's referred to as the cat distribution system,
Yes.
What's up, Timmy?
which is basically I saw a really great cartoon that I thought was fucking hilarious. It was this guy in the first panel. He's like, "Okay, whew, I'm out of that relationship. Now it's time to work on me, focus on my job, focus on my life." And then the next panel said universe, and there was a cannon and a cat being shot out of it. Like,
Yeah.
here you go, buddy.
Here you go, buddy.
Also,
Here's your cat.
Shadow, I'm sorry to see that you were arrested by OSE. Hope you're doing good.
I hear it was being nice to you.
Well,
God,
I'm just saying.
that
I
laugh.
don't think you deserved it. Okay.
I've
that's all.
never heard a man say tee hee before. Thank you. That was great.
Who is? I mean, down here, OSC is like the Osceola Power and Light Company. So, who arrested Shadow?
For the Emperor, tee.
OSR,
OSR.
in one of the latest memes.
Shadow's protest was broken up by ICE, but they were instead of saying ICE, it said OSR. Really good one, by the way.
Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah, where you guys are out.
It's interesting how he got the image of me with the red scarf because I've only worn that like once on camera, but the blue hair was a bit much.
Whatever, you fucking boomer.
In the arms of an angel, poor Major.
Were you there? Were you there, Doc, the night I did that, and I had fucking Nerds Nerd almost crying when I did my Sarah McLaughlin for Connell? You're muted,
Yeah.
buddy.
No, I didn't see that either.
Good night, sex.
Peace, brother.
Yeah, it's like poor Connell.
Night, Sax.
Please help Connells out. Every year,
Oh, yeah.
Connells get
Hi,
caught up in
I'm Sarah McLachlan.
astronology.
arms of the angel.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while. I think he's taking it kind of hard.
No, he's not. He's just busy.
Who, Connell?
Uh-huh.
No, he's
Oh,
busy.
I already had that conversation about every time somebody doesn't show up, I immediately start questioning if I pissed them off in some way. It's funny that, but anyway, no, Connell was on somebody's show the other day.
Mine.
Bruce's?
Well, maybe Bruce was hanging out with me the other day, like last week.
Well, he's always on one of Bruce's games, so that's kind of different. But I
Yeah.
mean, normally he hits me up like once a month to do a show together, and it's been like 6.
Yeah,
Well, you know he was sick, and also it's Connell. I think I pissed him off a little bit because he like joined my show, and I immediately made fun of Indians and gypsies. And he's apparently half gypsy, and I was like, just really, I went a little hard on him about being a gypsy. He was just like, didn't know what.
It was okay until you started doing Fleetwood Mac, and then it was like, come on, man.
It was like, yeah, you went too far now. I mean,
which is funny because like most of us have some Irish, ancestry, or so I'm told. And so
4%
does
over here, buddy.
you should just lean into that. You guys know that YouTuber Garen. He was I'm Delicious.
Maybe.
Well, if you don't, you should look him up, or I'll send you a link. He's
The
a
only
really funny
Irish
guy.
guy I remember is, I think, Patty, him and his wife. They make STL video to print and games and stuff.
From Patty's Parlor or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
I just
Okay,
realized
well,
I've been muted for like 15 minutes because I'm all like.
I told you, you just didn't listen. Patio lantern or patio furniture. There's two of them.
And there's two of them. Well, I think his real name might actually be James and his wife. And they sell.
That's a weird name,
STLs
James and his wife.
I don't know. And they
Here's
also
the funny
have a channel where they like talk about like stupid D&D shit that's happened.
Is that Gamers with Coffee or something like that? Maybe.
Whatever. I don't know. Oh, apparently one of those, those people who like make up cartoons and then do like videos like Nuxnor.
No.
Okay, instead of seeing me, you'd see like a weird cartoon, generally like a weebish
VTuber?
anime type thing.
VTuber.
VTubers, right. A VTuber named Leaf It did a
Yeah.
music video called Put Them in the Box, starring Asmongold, but touching on every single culture war thing that has gone on in the last 10 years. It's really crazy.
So
And
it
at
was
the
a
very end,
2-year-long video.
Asmongold punches Hassan Piker into a wall. And Hassan Piker has like electricity powers because, he shocked the fuck out of his dog with a shock collar. So they depict him as having electrical powers. And they depict like all the leftists as like weird haired pigs with nose rings. They look like
that is an
orcs,
apt
but with
description.
purple hair.
Whether it's animated or not, that's an apt
You know,
description.
my favorite part of that was we were talking about some guy named Patty and his wife, and then suddenly this came up. It's amazing.
Right back. Someone's at the door.
Okay.
I don't hear your dog barking. How can there be?
He's
someone
never
barking?
coming back because there's a dude at the door with a weird haircut, and he's gonna be like heads or tails.
Oh, my cabana boy is here.
Yeah, I'm thinking more of the guy from No Country
I
for
was
Old Men.
thirsty.
No, he's just gonna open up the door, and you guys are gonna be like, I'm Candy.
Of course you are.
That was a good guy though, or a good character though. Not Candy, but No Country for Old Men, the killer.
That movie annoyed the shit out of me.
He's carrying around that like hydraulic freaking cow killer. See, a long time ago they used to have a guy stand straddling the chute and he'd like just hit the cow on the head with a sledgehammer. But then somebody decided that was like one, too gory, and two, it was causing the people who did it all day to get kind of loopy, So they come out with those hydraulic guns you just put to the head and hit the button and it goes pop and then drops them. Pretty terrible, really.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
So I think I'm having steak for dinner tonight now.
Mhm.
Yep, I am having steak for dinner tonight.
I'm
I'm
not.
eating
My
ground
wife
beef right
asked me to
now.
order her fettuccine Alfredo, and I'll probably order myself, I don't know, a hunk of meat of some sort. She's getting her hair did.
I've been
so-
eating ramen for a month. Please don't mention decent food. in front
Oh,
of me.
dude, I had to order some ramen today. I ran out of ramen. I love ramen,
I
especially
do
because
too,
I
in
don't
small
like.
amounts.
I take
Yeah.
my ramen and I put like sliced carrot, onion, and cabbage in it, and then I
put
crack
chicken
an
in it.
egg in it, and then
Did you miss the part where he just said, "Please don't talk about real food because I've been eating ramen for a month because I'm
this
fucking
ain't
broke
real
because I've
food.
been
He can
working."
get eggs. He can get eggs. He works at the egg factory, and then I.
Oh, you know what? I
douse the
figured
hell
something out. You
shit
said
down
you
with
said about
curry powder.
hang on. You said about once a month you have this crash out, right?
It has nothing to do with ramen.
No. Shut up and listen and answer the question I asked. Once a month you have this crash out.
Yeah, no, it's random.
It's random. Okay.
Yeah.
I think it resets your empathy circuits at the same time.
No, look, he can get
No.
Default
Shut
settings,
up.
He can get curry
bastard.
powder, and if he's really desperate for greens, you can eat dandelions.
And chicken's really cheap.
I don't eat chicken.
Chicken slaughter
That's
factory,
understandable,
Timmy.
actually. It's like
I don't
you're a
touch
little bit
chicken
too
anymore.
That's like-
knowledgeable about what's going on with them. You're like, oh, and then some other guy used AI to do the whole scene from like Jay and Silent Bob, except it was Arnold Schwarzenegger instead of Jay.
What the fuck was that gear
You
switch?
calm down. And like the guy walks up and he's like, "Are you holding?" And it's Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he's like, "Everything except coke and heroin." And he's like, "I'll take a bag, man." He's like, $15, little man, but it's Schwarzenegger. It's just like, what the fuck? Yeah, the internet has been very interesting in the last couple of days. The MAGA guy.
Do you
Twitter,
give a
oh
radon
yeah, that
detector?
dude. Yeah. And then you got these assholes in America on the left being like, we need to start a civil war. And one average dude walks into the middle of a fucking riot and knocks 5 of them out in 30
Oh, I saw
seconds.
that. That was classy.
It's like, you don't want a civil war. You don't want
The
it.
thing is, that guy made every effort to retreat, and I bet they're going to
He
prosecute
did.
him
He
for
kept
that.
running and running and running. And then finally he's like, all right. I mean, you know.
He made
boom.
every effort to get away from
That
them.
dude was throwing left hooks like fucking George Foreman. It was nuts. Knocking people out with lefts. This is like, okay. He believed in equal lefts and rights. Because he was handing them out, boy.
Because that was Minnesota. Watch, they're going to go after that guy.
Of course they are.
Like the one too where they had the one dude hitting people with the helmet or something, and then they like, because it made that boom sound, and they like strung it together to make a song out of it. You know, it's like bong, 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 bong. And he's just like cracking people with a helmet or whatever. It's like, ugh. I don't even know if that guy's a MAGA guy. That's the thing. Just because some dude's out on the street with
He had
an
an American flag.
flag,
That was all that.
if he had a MAGA hat, then he's a MAGA guy. But if you see a dude out in the street with American flag fucking with these commies, it don't necessarily mean they're Trump fans. It just means they hate the commies. You know?
Yeah.
And we got a lot of that down here where people are like, you know, not me particularly, but I know people who are like, I don't really care for Trump, but fuck, I hate those commies. You know, so you know, it turns into a lesser of two evils situation pretty quick. Plus, these idiots standing in a road. You know, I keep saying this, I'll say it a million times. You'll never see it in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, jump your protesting ass out in the middle of 95 and see how that goes.
Well, in like Gainesville and shit, you get it there, but
yeah, but
they
the cops
know
always
not
show
to,
up and fuck them up, though. So it's okay, you know. Like I've seen protests in Florida where they're protesting, but they're all neatly standing on the sidewalk in neat rows with their sign. They're not. Getting
they
in the street.
learn not to fuck with statues in this state too, in a big way.
Yeah,
They had,
yeah.
There
I
were a
take your
couple
word for it
attempts
on
early
this.
on. They don't do it no more.
Yeah, they thought they'd fuck around with statues pretty early on, and they learned quick. We don't do that down here. But,
Oh, are you getting this cold snap down by where you are? It's getting under freezing.
oh yeah,
with
dude,
high
I got a
winds
freeze
tonight.
warning.
Yeah, we just got that. It was really nice just 2 days ago. It was
Let's hope
Yeah, I
so.
saw that,
2 days
Holy
ago.
Diver. Yeah, 2 days ago it was beautiful. Today it's windy, like really windy.
Yeah, yesterday it was
Cold,
really
and
windy too.
I
Yeah.
got the little red triangle that says freeze warning for my area. It's like, I hope it don't kill my banana trees, man. because my
Ooh,
wife made
more
banana
banana trees.
nut muffins with the bananas I grew.
Oh
They
man,
were good banana nut muffins too, man.
You know,
wish I could have some. That sounds good.
my wife is the only one who can ruin that recipe consistently every fucking time. I don't know how she does it, but
Shadow, I thought your wife only cooked soup.
lately she's been trying to like learn how to bake, and yeah, not working out.
Yeah. That's from the George Floyd bullshit and like the last presidency, where somehow protesters got it in their head that attacking police officers and etc. counts as a protest, and it's like you guys need to look up your Bill of Rights, because no, if you attack an ICE agent, and the Chicago police chief, he came out and told them all. He said, whether you like it or not, ICE agents are cops. And if you go after them, don't be, I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but he said, don't be shocked when you end up in prison, because no matter what you might think, attacking police officers is illegal under every circumstance.
I
Try to block them in with your
shocked to
car.
hear
He
you
said
say
they're
that.
going to think you want to kill them, at which point they're going to behave appropriately, and it'll be no one but you to blame. And it was the one Chicago police chief, big burly black dude with the cowboy hat. He was telling them,
Oh, okay, I know you're talking about. I haven't
yeah,
seen
but
him around
he's
in a
like,
while.
he's working in Chicago. He had his uniform on, and he's telling them, you guys keep acting up. He said, you don't get to pretend like Homeland Security and ICE are not actual sworn police officers, because they actually are. And, you know, you don't treat them different. Hey, there's Dark Knight. What's up,
Long time
homie?
no see, man. Hey, where was it that they started bringing out
You don't treat them
the
like
prison
any
the
different
prison
than
guards? You know, the trained riot prison guard battalion. Where was that? You guys hear about that? Oh yeah, those guys are the ones you do not want to fuck with during an insurrection or a protest or whatever, because that's their job is to quell prison riots.
Well, the buddy of mine, I said that always went to Ireland on vacation every year. He retired as a prison guard. And he was one of the guys that when they would have to go into a cell because the inmate was being an asshole,
Hey, Janet.
you know, you have to have the shield, and they go in and they like basically bust this guy up against a wall and grab him. And, you know, and so sometimes every now and then he'd have a shiner where in the scuffle, he'd catch a little bit of a hit. What's up, Janet? How you doing? I've been watching Janet talk about politics and stuff lately. She's been doing videos. But yeah, their idea of protesting is really weird. Like trying to run a cop over, that's not a protest.
They just, I forget where it was. They just broke into a whole shitload of ICE vehicles that were parked somewhere and took rifles. And one of
Yeah.
I that's highly suspicious if you ask me.
I hate it for them because they will get caught, and when they get caught, they will do 20 years. Count on it. Hey, Janet. Yeah.
20 years.
Oh,
minimum.
Andre, one of these days, we need to sit down and watch that Russian video where they're talking about Mother Earth and the white birch tree and Holy Russ. And I would love it if you could explain to me what the ethnicity of each of the different people, because there's like 24 different people singing, and some of them are not speaking Russian at all, like the ones in the Altai Mountains or wherever they are. But they're singing this song. It's a really great, catchy song, like very patriotic and all that. But I have been unable to figure. I know where the Altai guy that's playing the jaw harp is from. I mean, you know, but there's so many other groups because, you know, in Russia, there's like 100 ethnicities at least, you know. So they have Siberians singing and all that. So Coco B Gorilla.
Hey,
Okay.
oh,
Coco.
But yeah. But I got some stuff to paint. I got a lot of stuff painted though. Like all of my orc boar riders from Otherworld Miniatures are painted. But I've only got 8 of them, so I had to order 2 more, and they're $20 each. Fucking bleh. Hope Hope you had a wonderful day. Planet Orange Purple Ring. Oh, okay. Hand pink waving. Okay. So apparently the emotes are just telling you. Did you know Appalachia existed before there were rings around Saturn?
Well, yeah, mountain ranges are pretty old, and ring systems are pretty short-lived. Actually, they only last for a couple million years. It's just kind of like luck that we coincided with that. The Earth had rings at one point.
See, I didn't know all this shit, Doc, and I was watching this guy talked about weird shit in Appalachia, and he's like, you know, these mountains have been around longer than Saturn had rings, and I was like, what? Because I don't know a lot about how long those rings been around Saturn. That seemed really impressive.
They don't know. They don't know. They guess.
Yeah,
Astronomy
they're
is
guessing.
a lot of math and guesses. That
It's a
later
lot of
they get
guesswork.
better intuition. It changes shit. But they love, like all scientists, they love to talk like they're just full of facts. It's like the arrogance of science continues.
Yeah, Andre, the video, I don't know the name of the video because it's written in Cyrillic and I can't read 90% of it, but it's just a bunch of little groups of people and they're all singing basically the same thing, you know, Mother Earth and the land of the white birch tree, Holy Mother Russia, a joy to some, a thorn in the side of others.
A dream to some, a nightmare to others.
Kind of like that, but and then it's like all these people in like their actual dress though. Like there's literally one group of women singing and they look like nesting dogs. You know, they've got like the scarves and all the, you know, big bulky clothes on, and then there's girls that look 100% Asian. They've got like the little Mongolian round hats on and the silk dresses, and they're singing and dancing. And then of course Cossacks. You gotta have Cossacks, sword fighting. So I know who they are. That's the Don Cossacks. But so anyway, yeah, Janet, the most popular person on this stream right now, probably. But and now I've got this vampire I need to finish painting. It's what's his name? The Relentless. Nandor the Relentless. People would say, "Hey, stop, please, stop burning my village," and I would not because I was relentless. Lots of Western leftists think Russia, Putin, Russia. That's why they're okay hating it. I think people in the West hate Russia because Russia is basically a Christian nationalist nation, and people in America hate that. Even though there are a lot of Muslims in Russia as well, and
it could possibly be because they've been programmed to hate Russia for the better part of the last 60, 70 years.
Well, yeah, but it's the opposite
Christian nationalism.
It's the old Soviet apologists who hate them now because they think they like betrayed.
Yeah, it's the Soviet apologists that really hate them.
And it's all the Democrats who got swept up in the Clintons' Russiagate bullshit and all the media that blames Russia for it. It's not Christian nationalism. It's just the fucking propaganda against Russia.
Biden's last Secretary of State specifically said that Russian Orthodoxy had to be stopped.
There you go. So that must be it. That's why Canadians don't like Russia, because of that. Nothing to do with Ukraine. No. It's just it's that. Everybody in NATO hates Russia right now. Jesus Christ, guys. See outside your own country once in a while.
Yeah, we don't hate them.
I was going to say that, you know, they all, like, all of NATO pretty much hates them right now.
Yeah, but NATO's a bunch of pussies. Who cares what they hate?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, too, because, they'll say they hate them, but never do anything to actually stop them.
Yeah, they're never going to do anything. I mean, the last time the Germans had war games, they were using broomsticks for rifles. I mean, fuck them guys. Hey, what's up, Vic? How you doing, homie?
Britain doesn't even help us whenever Venezuela tries to send oil there because, you know.
That's okay. We got our friends. We know who they are. Poland.
Yeah, Poland. Probably one of the best friends to have. Sadly, they get betrayed a lot.
Well, Andre, not to get too crazy, but I think you and I both know which element it is too. That's super pissed off about the fall of the Soviet Union. The same element that started the Soviet Union, which was not Russian. And if you ever read, I mean, any American that's ever read Solzhenitsyn, you know. If you know, you know. You read the
That should be
Gulag
required
Archipelago,
reading in high school. As far
300
as I'm
years as
concerned.
neighbors. Then you
Reading
know
should be required in high school, but
Yeah, that
sadly,
would be a nice
half
start.
the country can't.
Got home early for once today. Nice. I bet it's freezing up there because they say it's going to be freezing down here. If it's freezing down here, it's probably freezing up there. Of course, I do kind of like it when it gets cold down here because I can always put on my nice warm hat. That's right. Let's get this bad boy on. Woo, toasty. Toasty. And of course, it's got the badge with St. George slaying the dragon on it. Because that's like one of the imperial symbols of Russia. St. George slaying the dragon. I don't know if it's Cold War or not. Like Bernie Sanders hates Russia now. He did his honeymoon in the Soviet Union. And all of those guys that were like hardcore under Biden, all they ever talked about is how they had to stop the spread of Russian Orthodoxy because it's a threat. And it's like, really? So you're straight up saying we have to stop Christianity?
Hope
I
they
mean-
went after the Catholics, and how much of the country is Catholic?
Yeah, the FBI went after Catholicism. It's like if you go to the school board and you complain about some shit, you get put on a
No terrorist list.
Fucking bear.
We lost James.
Canada representing, huh?
He's got his Canadian flag meant to Canadians. I think they might change the name of their that hockey team, but Canada's got a pretty fun.
The Montreal
fun
Canadiens
flag.
have not changed their name.
Oh, good. Because that's a cool name. You got a pretty nice looking flag too. The only thing I would change is I would have made the maple leaf black.
Why?
Really?
Why? You're in that mood, aren't you?
No.
Yeah, you are. Admit it.
You are.
You are in that mood, and we always know where this ends when you're in this mood. You piss me off enough that I rage quit. So can we fucking not do that today, please? I was actually missing you today and was wondering where the fuck you were.
I was missing you too.
Clearly, you're missing something to kick in the nuts.
Yeah, it was you.
It was you.
It
I
was
missed
like that
kicking
song.
you in the nuts.
I don't
was
kick
like
just
that
anyone
song.
in the nuts.
Where the guy's lying to himself, you know, and he's like, I'm not missing you at all.
John Waite.
But he's lying because he is missing him.
Your insight is truly stellar.
No, the song I would sing to Bear is Baby, come back. You can blame it
Player?
all on me.
That's like players only
I
hit.
am sorry, and I just can't live without Bear. Bear, come back. Right? Who doesn't love those guys? Those guys were great. I think
They had one hit. What are you talking about?
That's
But
the
it
only
was a
song I
great
know of them.
fucking hit.
It's a
though.
really good one, though.
Yeah, you got that.
It's a really good one. Prairie Weathers. Oh yeah, you poor guys, man. Those guys up in the Dakotas and Montana and out in the middle of Saskatchewan catching that fucking 100-mile-per-hour freezing wind.
Take a quick look at the map of Canada and see where Winnipeg is and Manitoba is. He's not just getting prairie wind; he's getting James Bay wind.
Oh, goodness.
He gets all that north wind coming down off James Bay and then across Manitoba. It's fucking brutal.
So it's like Buffalo catching all that wind effect snow every year and having like 10 feet of fucking snow.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
Yeah. I entered the video with some old fart singing high notes. Yeah. How you doing, Mini
What's up, Mini?
Warmite? Yeah. I was singing to Bear to make him feel better. You miss all of us, guys. Well, we miss you too, except I watched your show 2 days ago or 3 days
Throw
ago.
the link up, Janet. If you miss us, come join us.
Yeah, I can put a link up if you're 77 degrees here. Oh, state 48. What is that, Hawaii, maybe? I don't know.
No, Hawaii's 50, isn't it?
I don't know if it's
Hawaii
Hawaii
is
or
still,
Alaska.
Hawaii is still, yeah. Actually, yeah,
I thought
Hawaii
it
is
was in
Alaska.
I thought
Alaska,
Mini was in
Alaska was before
Arizona.
Hawaii.
Could be Arizona. Yeah, it's nice and warm in Arizona, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's in the
Arizona. It's Arizona.
Right.
shoots, scores. Yeah, it's like 60s here, but I'm up in the freaking mountains.
And I'm in
Frickin'
Orlando.
mountains
and
with
they're
their
telling us we're
freaking
gonna have
beautiful
50
majesty.
weather.
Those freaking stupid mountains. Oh, freaking cut them all down.
It is. I was noticing this morning how beautiful it actually can be in the desert when the sun's coming up or when the sun's coming down, and everything in between sucks.
Okay, well, no one's forcing you to live there, buddy.
Actually,
Read a
if
book.
that exit tax goes through, I'm fucked.
I actually
get it
have been reading
now.
a book, Warmut. It's this one here. It's called
Oh, for
Hyperborea, 3rd edition. And I probably know more about the Hyperborean setting map than I do the United States map, honestly. But my brother, who was an over-the-road truck driver, he loved driving through Arizona. He loved it.
Arizona's nice.
It's like beautiful out there in the high desert and all that. But I've never been. The only place out west I've ever been was Fort Irwin, California, for desert training in Death Valley, and that sucked.
Yeah, it's
But,
not far from here.
Whatever. Not really. And I've been to Alaska, so that was cool. I loved Alaska, actually. I don't know if I'd take a wife up there, though. There's too many serial killers in freaking Alaska.
Hey, Janet, you noticed that
trying to pull a freaking Norm Macdonald over here. Hyperbore. Yeah. Get out of here.
Hey, Janet, Timmy over here, he
That's
doesn't have his
okay.
camera on. You could do the same thing. You just, yak at us if you want. You don't have to feel like you got to be on camera.
Oh, she's doing her
While I do agree with Shadow, when the fuck did you become the fucking ambassador for this channel? I believe James is going to make his decision, sir. Thank you.
Well, you guys were saying, throw the link,
Good fucking
I
man.
could give a
Jesus
damn
Christ,
what
Shadow.
Janet's wearing or looks like at any
Listen,
given time. She can
James
do whatever she
fucks
wants.
with me and gets me all riled up, and then I have to take it out on you, Shadow. That's
You
the
don't need any
fucking
more people here.
empirical, cosmological, and planetary order of things around here.
It's like the Tool song, Warmut, learn to swim.
It's a new year. Get used to some new things.
It is the atomic and subatomic way of things.
Yeah. Learn to swim because California's going to sink and everybody's going to have to swim to Arizona. That's a Tool song. Apparently, Maynard does not like California.
I was paraphrasing the movie Network, but clearly.
Oh, that's a good one, too.
I don't know. With a name like Maynard, you might want to,
I think that's probably a pretty German-sounding name, Maynard.
not where I come from.
What are you?
it might be, but
Especially
where I
Cali
come
dudes.
from, it's like,
Everyone hates Cali dudes, Warmut. I got a niece that lives up in Butte, Montana, and they freaking hate people from California. Because it's all the rich Californians move to Montana and buy up property. And then the people who actually live in Montana can't afford property because they've driven the price so out of the blue. They're even doing it in freaking Kentucky. These idiots coming from California and buying property in Kentucky. And it's like, no one wants you here.
No one wants you here. Go home. We hate you. Run away.
Yeah. At the end of time, California will be gone and Shadow will just be floating in the middle of infinite darkness. like a paladin, because they can't do anything, but they're unkillable.
How did you know I have a giant inflatable duck?
Right.
Oh my god!
I just subbed to Janet on Rumble earlier today, so that's funny. Yeah. We always make people. That's why my wife loves me. Actually, is I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I make her laugh. Like sometimes I like to pretend to be Swishgar Squig Elf, and like she'll be standing there, and I'll be like, "Do you like to laugh?" I like to laugh.
Hey, don't be lumping me in with those people, Janet. I voted for Trump every time. We'll continue to vote for him the next 3 elections that he's in.
We're lucky in that, for whatever reason, Florida, no matter how many people from California or New York or whatever move to Florida, Florida just keeps getting redder. So while I'm not saying that,
Well, yeah, because sometimes people who leave California are getting away from the freaking craziness and going someplace sane because they want to be, appreciated.
Well, I mean,
for their own
Miami
sanity.
Beach is purplish, but that's a lot of the retired old New York Jewish people that moved down. But the Cabanos, those people are like hard right, like even more right than most white people down here. I mean, it gets nuts, man. The Cubans freaking, they're rough, man.
It's because the Cubans actually had to live under communism.
That's it. Grandpappy told them what it was like under communism, and they remember that shit, and they ain't having it.
Well, it's hard to forget an entire lifetime of starvation.
Right. But yeah, Florida keeps letting all these people from all these supposedly blue states in, and Florida keeps getting redder and redder. So build a wall between us and Cali. The problem with California is this too. It's such a beautiful state. It's like really such a beautiful state. It's terrible what has happened to California since, say, the 40s and 50s. There was a time when California was like the American dream. Mom and grandpa and
just went
apple
all
pie.
freaking weirdly pink.
And then, yeah, that's okay.
California, within our lifetime, was a Republican stronghold, remember?
Right.
And
Reagan won California twice.
It was a fairly sudden and vicious turnaround, but yeah, so these things can change.
I don't want Shadow to get hurt. He won't get hurt. He's in California. And I don't blame him. I mean, you're talking about a state where you can go like skiing in the morning and surfing at night, and the weather's almost always beautiful. It's just the real shame of California is how mismanaged it's been.
Yes,
they probably should have
of my lifetime, if not more. I think we're going to find with all these people poking into the fraud, we're going to find out that it's been systemic for, I don't know, all of its history. I mean, why do you think people get into politics? Money has to play a huge part.
Yeah, well, when they get in and they have no money, and then like a couple of years later, they're multimillionaires.
Yeah,
it's like, oh wow!
I cannot for 1 second believe that anyone goes into it for altruistic reasons. Just can't anymore.
This is my cat. See, Bear's got a cat. I got a cat too.
That is a cute cat.
That is the best.
That is a cat I would let in my house.
Why must you drag me into these things? I was quiet. I was letting you all be weird.
I'm just saying, you got your kitten. I got my kitten. Because Pomeranians are dogs for people who like cats.
Okay.
Look at him. He's got that 1,000-yard stare. Mishka, давай. Huh? Every time my wife leaves, he just like goes into his own little world. That's a dog. That's what we call him, Warmutt. Now, funny enough, a long, long time ago, I had a British Bull Terrier, and I really liked her too. I named her Alice Cooper, and she was a cool little dog, man.
I was thinking the same thing, Paul.
You need direct sunlight or at least a +3 sword.
I haven't seen too many +3 swords in a good long time, so. And
That's a
you know,
pretty
the
powerful
small,
weapon,
you know,
man.
direct sunlight is also not really an option.
I don't know
Being
about
a gay vampire.
AD&D. I know the percentage chance of getting a +3 sword is probably under 5%. Even on the table for a magic sword.
Gay man vampire.
Let's see.
Can we just-
Hey,
can we just call you a gay pyre?
hey, James, maybe you can answer this question for me because I don't quite get it. I got this new crucifix for Christmas, right? Went to church. I don't know. It wasn't last week. It was the Sunday before that, and the wife goes up to the priest after the service and asks him to bless this, and I'm like, isn't it already blessed by just, you know what I mean,
No.
by virtue of its nature?
Unless it said it was blessed when it was manufactured, then no.
No.
But yet it can turn vampires.
No, it can't.
No.
Your faith can turn vampires.
It's faith. An atheist with a cross is going to be bent over, and that vampire is going to take a stroll right up his rocky chocolata.
Yeah.
Why?
If-
Why?
unless he was eating garlic.
Why?
I don't know. I don't understand why people always think vampires are these sexy Eurotrash bastards. They're not like that at all.
You know, I'm not even going to argue this one. I'm just going to let this one go.
This is a cool monster. It's a Zuvembe, and it's apparently a witch that drinks a potion. It turns her into a zombie, but she's still beautiful, but she's dead.
Okay.
Not good. And she
Talk
can sing
about-
a haunting song and cast spells and summon
What
animals.
the
And
fuck is going on?
yeah, some of the monsters.
You know what? Sorry, guys, if I'm being weird. Clearly, the meat I made for my supper was tainted, and I'm now having hallucinations.
You're the one that
So-
said
We're not even really here.
about
Yeah.
RPG. So I'm here
Yeah.
talking about RPG.
That was like an hour ago, and you know,
You're really just staring at a blank wall. We're not even here.
Yeah.
I am clearly staring at a blank wall, and you are all fucking figments of my toxicity.
Here we are. You want to talk about? frickin-
Don't even.
James
Yeah,
talking
your
about
chances of getting a +3 sword
No, I'll
are
take a look,
literally
James.
under 5%. And that's if you literally manage somehow to roll on the magic sword table.
so I got extremely lucky getting a +3 Warhammer.
Well, no, because that's on other magic melee weapons, and your chance of getting a +3 weapon on that one is a little better because that one has like
Okay.
every other weapon besides swords.
Okay, well, +3 Warhammer.
And by a little better, I mean like 7%.
It's also a defender, so I could either use that for attack or defense.
Well, then that's even more special.
Yeah.
Defenders are
It's
always
so-
at least +4, aren't they?
Yeah, it's supposed to be, and also it's
I
so
don't know.
special it has to take a little bus to the armory.
I think sometimes how the pluses work is you have your raw plus to hit and damage. And then if it has abilities, they count as pluses, even though they don't actually add a hit or damage bonus.
Well, yeah, like the Vorpal sword and the Sharpness sword count as like higher bonuses than they actually have.
Because of, yeah. Shutter Island was a good movie.
But James, talking about interesting monsters, we fought like weird humanoid bunny creatures.
PP.
Hell?
Oh,
You sure
man.
did.
I love that.
Janet, is that a Lego that you were showing off?
The hell did Janet send you guys?
The Avengers Tower. It looks like it's a Lego box that she's gonna start building.
Ah,
Nice.
I was thinking more like ZZ Top. She's got legs. She knows how to. You know, that whole album was just a competition between them and another band to see how much sexual content they could get played on the radio. And that's
Fair
why
enough.
almost every song on that album's about, sex. Yeah.
Take care, Vinny.
Yeah. Take care,
Yeah.
Minnie. You have a good one. Sorry you didn't get the scene thing about wargaming, but just so you know, I've got a shit ton of this to put together yet because Christmas was very lucrative in my particular corner of the world. So, yeah, got a bunch of Space Marines to put together. Hell yeah. But now I got to buy a new book because apparently the Saturnine Terminators and the Saturnine Dreadnoughts, they're not in the core books I own. They're in another book. So bad. But they look badass, though. They're really cool. And when I paint them up in red and gold, they look really, really good.
Oh, and James, for the record, I did survive the last session of Bubba's game.
It's always a hit or miss with you.
Though our paladin didn't make it.
Well,
Yeah, I heard about that. You got
Yeah,
ripped a new one.
he
Are
bought
you
the
guys
strongest.
still running around in the burrow mounds?
Well, he ran off away from the party, from what I hear, like an idiot.
Well, that's
He
how
ran
you get
towards,
killed. Yeah.
He ran towards these two buddy creatures, and one of them was really strong and basically wiped them out real fast. We tried to stop it, but we weren't able to. I even gave him like a second chance on his death save, and he still failed.
Well, there's such a thing as tactics.
Yeah.
And knowing when to use them.
Really bad thing is that he could have probably used that greatsword that we got, because one thing is, I'm pretty sure it was magical, and we kind of sold it very cheaply.
You goofball.
We didn't really check to see if it was magical, but we got a rumor that somebody was really happy with that sword.
You goofball.
Sorry, I know I wanted to talk about role-playing games, but I remember there was something. The reason I wanted to see you today, and I just remembered what it was, James. Are you going to guess, or do I get to tell you? Because if you're going to guess, I want to hear the joke.
You
Go for
have
it.
figured out your publishing model for Final Age, and you've come up with an idea of how big it's going to be and everything like that.
No, nope, sorry, no.
Damn it.
Are you paying attention to Candace Owens right now?
I never pay attention to Candace Owens.
Oh my God, dude. She's now saying Charlie's visiting her in her dreams and giving her prophetic visions that he's from the future. Elon Musk is a robot or a hybrid robot. This bitch is either completely off the rails or this is 100% now a psyop.
Why
can
are
believe
you
it's a
listening
psyop.
to her?
I'm not. I'm listening to people talk about her like your buddy Asmongold or Tim Pool or all these other people.
Oh, I haven't listened to Tim Pool in so long. And
Me neither.
the last time I listened to Asmongold, it was just him reacting to the song about him beating up a songwriter. Put him in the box. He is the Roach King. They even have a picture of Asmongold, like crucified on a cross with cockroaches just crawling around.
I don't know what I'm talking.
No, I ain't listening to Candace Owens. That lady's crazy, dude.
Yeah, she's been crazy for a while.
Oh yeah, she needs to go the hell away. I'm so sick of hearing the craziness that comes out of her mouth.
Charlie Kirk is from the future and Elon Musk is a robot. If Elon Musk is a robot, then he must be like Sexbot 9000, because ain't he got like 15 kids?
Something around there.
So, I mean, next she'll be saying Benny Johnson is a serpent person, and
Which, while true,
true. I mean, you need to say
like
it's
Benny.
something we've agreed not to discuss.
yeah, it's something we could do.
What's wrong with Benny?
I-
He's too perfect, too lucky.
I'm
Come
just making fun because it's fun. And speaking of serpent people, I bought like 10 of them with swords. I really need to find a serpent man like dressed up like a wizard though. Because a lot of serpent people, that's their whole thing. They're wizards, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like warriors are they exist to guard their underground areas, but a lot of them are more alchemists, scientists, and wizards. At least in the Conan stories.
Heck,
Gents, I hate to do this, but I got to roll. I will see you guys later this evening or mañana.
You notice I mentioned serpent people and shadows. Like, I gotta get out here, guys.
Yeah,
Catch you
he
later.
might have learned those words.
sus, man, sus.
He's got a meeting at Mount Shasta he's got to get to. Right? He's like, oh shit. James
No
is bringing
wonder-
up serpent people again.
No wonder he thinks the wizard should get more at first level.
Well, yeah, especially if it's a serpent person wizard.
Yeah.
It's like it should definitely. Well, it does though. Actually, in the book, serpent person wizards are like 5-hit die and all that. But
Yeah.
But they spend all their time trying to invent some kind of toxin that will kill all of humanity because they really, really hate humans. But they haven't figured it out yet. But they're trying. You gotta give it to them. They are
I mean,
doing their best.
Are Nagas usually more magical than physical, or are they more?
Nagas are magical creatures that Gary Gygax stole from Hindu mythology.
Aren't they Japanese? I thought they were Japanese.
Nah,
No.
the Naga is Hindu.
Yeah, they're probably more on the Hindu side.
That is from the Indian subcontinent, the Naga.
I've looked a little bit into the.
Now, however,
Japanese
if you're
folklore,
playing
there's no
L5R, there are Nagas in Ryukyugen for whatever reason.
Probably because the Japanese probably would take that from the Hindu side of things. They do
Well-
kind of mix in a lot of
Yeah.
like Buddhist and Hindu stuff in there.
Well, yeah, if it was part of Buddhism or something like that, it would have found its way to Japan for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Heck,
most
I mean,
Japanese monsters are really, really weird, like
Yep.
the Spider Woman and
Jorogumo, the just gonna say that.
Kappas, and yeah, they got some really weird monsters. They got that one woman that's like her she's got the cuts like the Joker, and she
Not sure
wanders
on that one.
around killing people.
I
But
know
first
about
she asks if she's beautiful.
I know about the. You might be talking about the Yukiona, but she's more of an ice thing. Ice.
And then
version.
there's well, Oni are just like Japanese demons, but every Oni can be different.
Yep.
And it has something to do with when they died, their karmic balance was so effed up, they become Oni or something.
Yeah.
That's one excuse for them, you know. There's more excuses though. And they have a in Shinto, I think they have a hell called Jigoku.
I'm not sure on that. I would have to probably look that one up.
Yeah, like I said, Japanese mythology is pretty wild, man. It's like one time Amaterasu, the sun god, is hid in a cave for like a year.
Yeah, she got sad for some reason and she's like hid in the cave, and the way they got her to come out was one of the goddesses had to come up and start dancing topless,
Yeah,
and that somehow got her out. She
Right.
found it funny or something.
yeah, and that's kind of a thing with them, you know. They well, depending if you're talking about Confucianism, Shintoism, Taoism, I mean, there's a lot of shit going on there.
Yep.
So, and somehow they all managed to. It's wild because in Japan, really the only religion that they ever really didn't like was Christianity.
And
I
at
mean,
first
back
they were
in the
kinda
old
confused
days.
on it.
Now,
Yeah.
now they're hating on Islam. pretty hard.
Probably during the Tokugawa era you're talking about there. Oda was fine. Well, even in the Warren States too, they were pretty hateful towards it. Most of them were. There were a couple of places where they were okay with it. More like the Otomo side, and Nobunaga was perfectly fine with them because anything to mess with the
Well, they
Buddhists,
were
he
bringing
liked.
in guns, though, right? He was
Yeah.
going with the Portuguese Jesuits and getting guns. So he was pretty happy with that. But
And again, I'm not sure what Sword Otomo was doing. He might have truthfully converted, but I'm not sure on that one.
a lot of people say they convert, but who knows? Lizard people are big in Vietnamese cryptozoology. I can believe it. I mean, all like Southeast Asia, you have a lot of like like the Naga thing. That thing is like, that exists from the Indian subcontinent all the way over. I mean, I don't know if it was spread by Hinduism, Buddhism, or whichever ism that spread it, or if it was already there.
Probably
But they've
Hinduism
always had all
mostly.
these legends of the, like, you know, woman-headed serpents that were either guardians of temples or, you know, all kinds of stuff, man. They interesting stuff, especially when you look at like Vietnam or Laos, Cambodia, whatever, and those gigantic stone temples that they built. And like some of these places are like, I mean, they're just amazing to think. Now, I don't think aliens did it because I'm not an idiot. I know it was probably just craftsmen with chisels and hammers. But the fact that you had enough people get together in the middle of a place, clear a jungle completely out, and then build these intricately carved temples, you know, is, to me, it's amazing. It's just proof that humans are pretty freaking awesome. They're pretty awesome, man. Yeah, the guys that are always claiming aliens, they piss me off because they're basically, if you believe that, then what you're basically saying is humans are like just a bunch of retarded children and we don't know how to do anything, you know? So
That
have
tracks.
some extraterrestrial come down to do everything for us. It's like,
Not
no,
to mention, if you for you to believe that, you also have to believe that the aliens were so advanced that they'd have like all these crazy technology, but we're still also using like stone hammers for some reason.
there's just some people who don't like the idea that humans can do shit for ourselves. Like, I can't tell you everything about how they built everything, but just because I don't know how a group of humans did a thing doesn't mean that humans didn't do the thing. I mean, you know, but then again, I'm one of those weirdos that thinks that humanity has probably been through multiple cycles of civilization since maybe, I don't know, maybe 1 billion years ago, for all we know.
I mean, you're not exactly wrong. I would probably say probably not 1 billion years ago, but again, I don't know how old things are, so I could see it.
Our recorded history ends around 10,000 years ago, max.
I know, but the thing is, with the whole
But we
thing,
know humans have been around for at least 100,000 years, or so some people would claim.
Well, they've found modern human remains 300,000 years old.
Exactly. So who's
or
to
so
know?
they say.
And I'm not saying we're talking about, you know, like advanced and nuclear reactors and shit like that, but
No, but
at
you'll have,
least
like-
up to Roman technology, probably, who knows, 10 times. And then shit happens and they collapse and then they
I
come
wouldn't say
back
exactly
and then
Roman, but
collapse.
they probably got like to a certain advanced or a certain technology point, then collapse. Then we had to learn it again.
That's what
Then
I'm
they
saying.
collapse again.
Well, if
until
you
they
look
built
at all
that
the
one in there.
cataclysms that happened between multiple stone ages, multiple entire chains of mountain volcanoes going off, the sea level being 40 meters lower than it was now, and I mean the continents and all. I mean, who even knows, man? Who can even know? So yeah, you don't need space-dwelling Anunnaki to explain all kinds of crazy shit. Humans could have done it, you know.
Stonehenge, we already found out how they did it. One guy figured out pretty well how it happened.
They don't
Well-
even know what Stonehenge was used for. Calm down,
Nope.
guys.
I
No,
was
the thing
so
it couldn't happen.
disappointed when I went to Stonehenge.
we
I would
think
say I was so
Stonehenge is a
disappointed.
calendar, right?
No,
Well, it's-
so
it's-
there's a really good theory on what Stonehenge actually was, which is all the wood is gone. So all that's left is the stone frameworking, and a lot of that's gone. But it may have actually been a palace. And the way that this one girl, who's an architect, sat down and did the math on it, she showed how those stones would have supported the second floor, which would have been built with wood. There would have been a dome top on top of it. It would have been a very important place for whoever was the most important fucking person there. But it was built long enough ago that the wood has all been either taken away, burned away, or gone, because most of the stone from Stonehenge is gone at this point in time. You know, like, we'd love to sit around and say we know things. Yeah, most of the temples were. No one claims. No one only idiots are out there claiming that the temples in Southeast Asia were built by aliens. Except there's that one place in Cambodia, this really insane temple in the middle of the jungle. There was never any civil like cities or anything near it, and it's like the most amazing thing. I can't remember what it's fucking called. It's like world renowned. When you think of Cambodia, that's the temple you see. And they don't know who the fuck built it. And even the Cambodians don't know who the fuck built it. And it's in the middle of the fucking jungle. And they're like, why was this built here? We don't know. You know, that's the stuff where people get interested. The stuff where the locals are even going, we have no fucking clue. This was just here. That's where people get interested. That's where the mystery starts. But this idea that they all used hammers, there was no hammers used in the creation of the pyramids. But we can't even make the pyramids today with our modern technology in the time space that it was claimed they were made. And there's no way in fucking hell they did half the shit they did in Egypt
I know how
with the technology they claimed they had. So there's mysteries, and that's what people want to know is the mysteries. Now, some idiots go UFOs. Some idiots go gods. Some idiots say, well, lost technology. The point is we don't fucking know.
There's no mystery to the pyramids, Lister. It was big whips, man. Big whips.
Yeah, that's been disproven categorically. That there
Yeah,
was
but
no
I was quoting
slavery
Red
used.
Dwarf.
Yeah, I know you were.
I was letting you.
Okay, so
I was
I
letting
get
you-
interested in your conversation for a second, and immediately we're back to this point. All right, fine.
I was letting you be Lister, though.
Mm-hmm.
I could have said you were Rimmer. I chose to
dead
be
Dave.
Rimmer.
They're all dead, Dave.
They're all dead, Dave. I can tell you. You see, and there comes my brother. Whips, big whips. No, I mean, I agree with you 100%, Bear. We may not know how something is done now, but that doesn't mean that a civilization
didn't say
7
that.
cycles back did know.
No. And that's
They probably
exactly what Graham Hancock is saying. That's what a lot of these people are saying, is that there was potentially an equator, not globe, but equator spanning culture that was just more advanced and then had a collapse around the Younger Dryas. The Younger Dryas wiped them out, you know?
Yeah,
There's
that's
a
why they
weird
say some
proof.
people
My-
still
my-
know
yeah.
astrology.
Well, this is the thing. And my favorite thing is people go, where's the proof of them? And then they all point at the pyramids. And people are like, no, those were built by the Egyptians. You think? Because the science doesn't add up to the story on those, you know? Like,
Also,
well, the
there's a
Egyptians
simple thing.
claim to
They
be-
know those three great periods at Giza are the oldest, and they're perfect. And all
and then
the
they just
pyramids
get
they made since
worse.
just get shittier and shittier.
As if they're trying to copy something they don't know how to build. Weird how that happens.
Well, like I was
Hmm.
saying, the Egyptians themselves said that they were the survivors of another empire that had to flee to Egypt, to Kemet.
The Greeks say that they
So-
didn't even make up their own gods. They say that their gods were given to them and came from the Far East, from Asia.
And they could have. I mean, you know.
Well, linguistically, you can trace the word God all the way to India, and halfway through that thing, you get Zeus.
Well,
Zeus
I mean,
Deus.
which, and then if you're talking about that, then you start talking about the earliest Indo-Europeans rolling through and wiping everything out and rewriting everything and doing all kinds of
Yeah.
crazy shit.
So people love to tell us what they know, but people are very, very incapable of accepting or being open to saying this. I don't know. And just being okay with that. And the more
Well-
letters they have behind their names, the less likely they are to say,
I
don't
like
know."
theories, though.
Theories are great.
Like, so I like when people talk about like whatever, it's like, I'm like, human societies of some sort or other, we could have been around. I mean, literally, if we know modern humans were around, they claim 300,000 years, well, then you can go ahead and assume that it could have been even more than that. Because you're basing that on like a couple skeletons you found. How many skeletons don't exist, you know? It's
Very
kind of like
few
when you
things
talk about
fossilized.
dinosaurs and people talk about fossils, and you realize that
Very
we
rare.
found like 1% of all the possible fossils, and then all the animals that didn't even have bones.
Well, and then the other thing you got to remember is like what Doc is saying. We may have found 1% of all the fossils, but you need to understand how rare it is for something to fossilize. The conditions are so specific to create a fossil in the first place that it's a rarity in and of itself. Yet
Exactly.
People love
That's
to
what
use the
I'm saying.
fossil record as their absolute proof of everything. And it's like, good God.
Like there could have been a gigantic, like, octopoid thing at one point, but unless it's little tiny Bill fossilized, we would never know because they got no bones, they got no cartilage. It's like it would die and rot away. And
Yeah, exactly. We still don't know what the Bronze Age collapse was. We still don't know. The Sea People. We don't know who there's lots of theories about who the Sea People are.
the theory I heard is the Sea People is basically everybody.
Yeah, there's that theory. Then it's the Phoenicians, and then it's this. There's theories, but there's no proof.
I kind of like the theory I'm talking about, where it was basically everyone after the collapse who didn't have like anything. They just all kind of got together, like all these different tribes from like Anatolia, Greece, like all over the fucking place. And they all said, "Hey, let's go pirating."
But the Sea People caused the Bronze Age collapse. That's the point. No one knows who they were that triggered this collapse.
Yeah.
So it can't be the remnants of the collapse because they caused it.
The one theory I'm talking about is saying that the Sea People were actually like tons of tribes in a big confederation.
Yeah, that's possible. That's possible too. Who knows?
And they just
until
started
we invent
doing a
time
bunch of
travel,
shit.
we won't know, and that's okay too.
Yeah, that's the problem, because time travel is not going to happen. Therefore, we are not going to ever know.
I can't remember who the guy was who said it, but he said, "You know how you know there's no such that time travel is never going to be invented?
Because no one's ever came back and been like, hey, man."
No, the present isn't littered with tourists from the future taking pictures."
Yeah, right. Can you imagine if time travel did exist, how sucky it would be?
Well, you could have the parallel. Well, no, even then you expect people to be here.
Yeah, the thing with time travel is if it existed, knowing how humans are, then it would just be people from the future constantly coming back and trying to give advanced weapons to every person in every war that lost. And then other people coming back to try and stop that. So it turned into a big soup of fuckery.
I think that's called Time Cop. It's a Jean-Claude Van Damme film.
Exactly. And I think that whoever wrote Time Cop was probably pretty smart.
Well, if you're talking about instead of going into your actual past, going into like a parallel universe that matches your past at some point, there could be so many that the ones that time travelers show up in are exceedingly rare.
Right.
But that's
But can
not
you
really
imagine
time
if there was
travel,
only
that's
the one
dimensional
timeline,
travel.
though, Doc?
Well, that's the thing. There'd be a different timeline for every like subatomic molecule's possible movement at any given moment. So you'd basically
Doc is
just
talking
have
about
an infinite
multiverse
number.
theory.
Yeah. Because if there was only one, then you would constantly have some idiot coming back and trying to drop off a couple cases of M16s to General Lee, or to the broomstick mustachioed man, or you name it. Just somebody.
Or somebody would try to sabotage Washington's 2009 Dodge Challenger.
It would be all kinds of weird shit. There would always be some idiot from the future coming back and trying to assassinate somebody for some reason. I mean, Timmy is so proud of that joke he just made. And that's why I'm like, I don't think so, because it would turn everything into just a big mess.
So get your brain around this idea. What if this was the best timeline we could have based on time police stopping people from doing crazy shit?
Somebody said that when they turned on the Hadron Collider, it split our universes, and we're in the shitty one.
All I'm saying is imagine this. Everybody says, I'd go shoot Hitler. I'd go kill Hitler. What if killing Hitler made the world worse or ended in Armageddon? So now the time cops have to go back in fucking time and save Hitler, and then eventually get us to this point in the timeline where this is the best we could do, guys. Every other version of this ends in Armageddon. Oh, we saved Kennedy, nuclear war. We exposed Nixon, disease. Like whatever the case may be. Like, what if all this bullshit we have to deal with is the time police are doing their best to maintain civilization, and we just get the shitty end of it because everything else ends up in our destruction.
Even
weird.
You guys remember
Hitler, and he was giving a speech, and you started being like, he's making some pretty good ideas.
It's Norm Macdonald. Yeah.
I know.
Do you guys remember Command and Conquer?
Yes.
Yep.
No.
One of the
I
one of the-
know of it. I never played it.
one of the games, it starts out with this little scenario where Einstein makes a time machine. And he goes back and kills Hitler, and he comes
Yeah,
back
Red
to his
Alert.
lab, and his assistant is like, "Congratulations, doctor!" And then he just gets this look on his face, like, "We'll see." Like and then he winds up making everything 1,000 times worse because
Yeah.
the war happens in the 50s, and Stalin starts it with nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
So it's like winds up being like an order of magnitude worse situation than it was.
It turns.
And then they just kind of drop it after the intro. But I always thought that was a
Well,
really interesting
that's the
premise.
Red Alert part, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the Red Alert. Red Alert games go through an alternate history where Hitler was murdered by Einstein, so then they have to go back in time to fix things, but then not really, and then it gets even weirder when in the third one they went and did something, and that made Japan a strong superpower.
Well, Japan was strong.
That would have made you happy there, weeboo.
No,
Yeah, the
You
weeboo was
fucking
like, I'm
weeb.
like,
I heard all your weeby shit about fucking this emperor and that the Tokugawa. I heard all your shit, brother. You're a
look,
weeb.
just because I like Japan
Dude.
doesn't mean I want them to become like
Weeb. Sorry, I felt like
evil,
doing that.
oppressive regime that like takes over everything.
Weeb.
yeah.
I mean, they done some terrible things in World War II. I wouldn't be a friend or a fan of that.
They've done some terrible things since World War II. Everybody does terrible things, Timmy. America
Yeah.
does terrible things. On
Terrible
the
things
daily.
are my favorite things.
Terrible Things is the show they couldn't put on Netflix.
Yeah, right. So they had to settle for Stranger Things.
Terrible Things was just the G. Gordon Liddy hour.
Yeah.
He's from my hometown.
Is he?
Nice.
G. Gordon Liddy,
yeah,
Grover
okay.
Cleveland, and Joe Piscopo are all from
This
my
is there's
hometown.
obviously something in the water. And Doc Flamingo. So G. Gordon Liddy was because I think he's passed on now, was
Yeah,
so
he died a
fucking
couple years ago.
insane into his beliefs and his craziness that he refused to marry the woman he loved and chose to marry a non-white woman so his children would have stronger genes to survive the coming apocalypse and devastation of civilization.
Well, I mean, I kind of admire his commitment to whatever, I guess.
He used
That's
to burn
crazy.
his arm over a candle to develop his self-discipline. He used to hold his
That
arm
was
over a
fucking
candle.
nuts. I guarantee you, if we were to dig back and look into the G. Gordon Liddy childhood story, there'd be a whole lot of inappropriate something from one of his parents.
There would be a whole lot of getting sewed up into a burlap sack and beaten
Yep. Having a shorn scrotum.
and shorn scrotum.
You know, the usual.
The usual.
The sort of
As you-
malaise that the the sort of malaise.
I gotta
that
go. I'll see you.
See ya.
Aw.
Take care of him.
I was hoping for that Washington Camaro joke to be explained.
Right. There is a certain thing about a shorn scrotum. It's really breathtaking.
I'd highly recommend to try it.
Yeah. Yeah. And meat helmets. Not 100% sure how you make a meat helmet, but it doesn't sound good, you know?
You make me do this every time, so here it is. Very well, where do I begin? My father was a relentlessly self-improving boulangerie owner from Belgium with low-grade narcolepsy and a penchant for buggery. My mother was a 15-year-old French prostitute named Chloe with webbed feet. My father would womanize, he would drink, he would make outrageous claims like he invented the question mark. Sometimes he would accuse chestnuts of being lazy, the sort of general malaise that only the genius possess and the insane lament. My childhood was typical. Summers in Rangoon, luge lessons. In the spring, we'd make meat helmets. When I was insolent, I was placed in a burlap bag and beaten with reeds. Pretty standard. At the age of 12, I received my first scribe. At the age of 14, a Zoroastrian named Vilma ritualistically shaved my testicles. There's really nothing like a shorn scrotum. It's breathtaking. I suggest you try it. And then Carrie Fisher's best line, we have to stop. That's the end of the sentence. We have to stop.
Yeah, like, there's nothing quite like it. A shorn
Nothing quite,
scrotum.
nothing quite like a short scrotum. It's breathtaking. I suggest you try it.
Yeah.
No, that's really funny. The day I was watching some guys talking from that crowd, and they were like, well, basically, he's just doing, Lorne Michaels. I'm like, what the fuck were conversations with Lorne Michaels like? If this is the comedy version of it,
Because, like, he's supposed to be like, isn't he the boss of Saturday Night Live? And he's talking
Yep.
about his shorn scrotum. his just a passerby. What did I miss? Nothing really. We've been talking about aliens and stuff, and I've been showing off these, making sure everybody knows about them.
Hey, what is
How
that? I've
awesome
never heard
they
of that.
are.
Is that a game?
what?
Yeah, this is a game called
Hyperborea?
Hyperborea.
Hyperborea sounds
And this is
interesting.
the
What is it?
referee's manual.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty good. What's up, baby? boy?
What's the game about?
Well, if you would go by this picture, apparently it's about Amigo alien and someone getting ready to sacrifice a woman, but the woman's being helped out by skeletons.
I see.
Hold on. Somebody's ringing my door.
Can you mute your microphone, please? Please mute your microphone. Please, for the love of Jesus, mute your microphone. For the love of God, mute your... Fuck!
They stopped. They've made the kill.
No, you weren't here last time this happened. He left for 20 minutes. We got to listen to the TV play. We got to listen to this like weird ass conversation. It was insane. Then he came back and then left again for another 20 minutes. Austin Powers, just to pass by Austin Powers.
Well, it's supposed to be freezing tonight. Let me in. I live here. I'm just a little halfling. I'm just a little halfling all out in the cold. All right. That's right. Got my Joy Division shirt on. That's how you know I'm cool.
That's how we know we need to call a hospital.
Is that some futuristic cyberpunk? Right. You know, it's funny. Just a passerby says, is that cyberpunk when he Hyperborea? And it's like, kinda. There are some creatures in this game that like to remove human brains and put them in jars and then use them as computing components. And like,
They're called Germans.
is it Germans? No, they're the Migo, and they're made out of like they're mostly fungal creatures, but they exist on a certain plane where you can't actually photograph them or anything because light interacts with them in a weird way. But anyway, yeah, Bear's good at the voices, and it always cracks me up.
What did I do now?
Huh?
He was complimenting
now?
your voice acting skills.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Yeah. I mean, you're way better than Matt Mercer or any of those guys that voice stuff.
I am a better DM than Matt Mercer too. I'm just gonna say it.
I think so. I
I'm just
would
gonna
agree
fucking
with
say
that.
it. I'm not even gonna be braggy about it. I'm just gonna say it. I'm not
Well,
saying
I've
I'm
saw
particularly
you
good.
DM
I'm just
multiple times, and I've saw him DM multiple times, and I would much rather be in your game.
thank you.
I've only watched a handful of those, but I'm convinced they're not actually
Hold on,
authentically
though.
playing.
There has to be a caveat, though. Am I a single man? Because if I'm single, I want to be in Matt Mercer's game because I know I could take his wife.
You'd have to get in line.
Wow.
Behind the fucking U.S. Navy ship in port.
Wow. Okay, guys.
Sorry,
All right.
she's a whore.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna pretend anymore. She's a hoe.
Now serving
I would feel bad too
243.
because I kind of think I kind of think that Matt Mercer is actually a really nice guy.
You think?
I think he is actually. He always comes off as just a really nice guy.
Yeah, but celebrities in public, you can't judge anything from that, though.
Exactly.
So I don't know. However, as a young man, I have to admit she's a freaky kind of slutty redhead. So that's right up my alley, you know. I mean, I'd end up marrying her and getting a divorce like a year later because that's what I did the first couple times, you know.
As you do.
As you do.
Like you do.
Oh, I love Iggy Pop though, Justin. That is a reference. I don't know why I assume that everyone from like the Swamp German region don't know shit because you know a lot of stuff.
He was briefly in the Doors.
Iggy Pop?
Yeah.
Huh.
They toured with him a little bit. They were going to record an album, and then they wound up booting him over something. I think he was like heavy into drugs, and they're like, "Yeah, we don't need any more of that."
Iggy Pop might have been heavy into drugs.
What gives you that impression?
Candy, 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 I can't let you go. Yeah, Iggy Pop is great, man. I love that guy. The Doors, not so much. I mean, they're okay, you know.
They're weird. They're on the radio all the time. Then you don't hear them for 5 years, and they're back. They're like very in and out of fashion.
Well, I mean, here's the thing with the Doors too: is Jim Morrison was never designed, built, whatever, to be the front man of a rock band. He really, really just wanted to be a poet. Except he ended up being in a rock band. It's kind of crazy, you know, because all of his music is like weird poetry that he wrote, you know.
He's a psyop.
Was he?
Yes, his fucking father, admiral in the Navy, not just in the Navy, and was part of, his admiral was part of the Naval Intelligence Group, and all that shit happened at that place in California, which was really popular for creating fucking weird CIA assets in the 60s.
Oh, yeah. Haight-Ashbury or whatever.
No. It's up in California. There's this recording studio in near Los Angeles in the hills. And it's like famous for producing all these like fucking Manson recorded there and a bunch of other crazy people. It's like fucking famous for this shit. These people were fucking part of the CIA. None of the counterculture shit was real. Like none of it was all manufactured by the fucking CIA. And
yeah,
like books
the CSA were the ones that were
giving
giving everybody acid. Right?
Exactly.
That's what they did to Ted Kaczynski. They fucking fried his brain. He was one of the most brilliant people alive on the planet, and they turned him into a like fucking coconut.
Yep.
Well, it backfired on them, didn't it?
Not really. They achieved exactly what they wanted. Can we take a smart person and turn them into a weapon? Yep, we were able to do that. Great. What do we do with the weapon? I don't know. Give it a cabin in the woods. Fuck the weapon. I don't care.
You know, maybe they were the ones that gave him the list of people to send his packages to.
Who fucking knows, man?
They weren't in cahoots, but they did associate, kind of, sort of. They ran in the same circles, let's say.
Of who?
Manson.
No, they weren't in cahoots, but there's this fucking place in Los Angeles in the hills outside LA where it's a recording studio. I wish I could remember the name of it. It's fucking famous. And when you look at the list of fucking freakazoids and the fucking involvement of like the CIA, it's crazy. And then when you find out later in life, you go, that's just weird. Then you find out later in life the CIA was manipulating hip hop, and you go, well, that makes sense. They've been manipulating fucking pop cultures forever. That's what they do. Cunts that they are.
I mean, you know, hip hop definitely, because it started out with people bitching about how much it sucks being members of the underclass, and then it starts out, it becomes big booty hoes and Bentley fucking cars, you know. So it's like any teeth hip hop had got yanked out of it pretty early on, and it just become 3-minute adverts for luxury items. And then people got mad when those Australians come out with that Lord, and they're like, "Oh, she's talking about how she don't like Maybachs and stuff. She's racist." It's like she was just saying that's not their thing, But Manson and the Beach Boys, I'll tell you what, that whole area of California, there was a
the
lot
Beach
of weird,
Boys are a part of that, by the way.
yeah, there was a lot
yeah.
of weird shit. Sounding like Billy Corgan. Well, look, Billy Corgan would know.
They recorded
there's
a
only-
couple of his songs, of Charles Manson's
look,
songs, the Beach Boys.
The only way I could sound like Billy Corgan, all right, just so we're clear on that statement, is if I said "we." Sorry.
You'd have to be
It's one of my favorite fucking YouTube videos I've ever seen in my life. Is Billy Corgan on a roller coaster, and it's basically the roller coaster going up, and it's like it's playing the song, and then when it gets over the top, and he does that "we don't care," they just extend the "we" as it's going "we." Fuck, I cried laughing. It was so funny. So
yeah, that's funny.
Corgan. And by the way, Doc, did I hurt your ears? Did the noise coming out of my mouth bother you? I'm so fucking sorry.
That is funny.
I'm a bad friend, Doc, clearly.
But I mean, he doesn't always do that. He could also be like, the world is a vampire. Because like when his hair fell out, all of a sudden he got super gothy. Like Abba adore and shit. You're the one that I adore. You'll always be my whore.
You'll always be my whore.
It's like, wait, what? So I like to sing that to my wife too. She don't like it though.
No, why not? I wonder. It seems so strange.
But I mean, that whole video is based on Vampire the Masquerade, though. Like in the beginning, he's like the Nosferatu, and the blonde chicks, the crazy Toreador or Malkavian, and the Asian dudes like the Toreador, I think. They'll pull your crooked teeth. You'll be perfect just like me. Bow. Cenobite Corgan, yeah, right. The long freaking jacket, bald headed, with the like makeup under his eyes to make him look like he's all really super effed up. And I feel so dirty.
I'm going to share with you the funniest 14 seconds of the internet ever. Here you go, James.
All right. This is already. Oh man.
Oh my fuck, that shit's funny. That's like 15 years old at this point now.
Oh god,
how old
that's
it is,
so
but it's
good though.
crazy. It's so fucking funny. We just
I mean, people can say what they want. I think I liked Smashing Pumpkins.
I have nothing against Smashing Pumpkins. I don't understand
what's
why
it?
they ever.
Cherub Rock and all that. I thought that was actually like, yeah.
The only issue I had with Smashing Pumpkins was when they put Melissa Oftemar in the band. So she's from Montreal. Her father, Nick Oftemar, was a journalist here in Montreal, and I went to college with her. And she was this preppy, annoying fucking private school girl. And she used to have these girls that followed her around that just dressed and did everything Melissa did. So we'd be like hanging out smoking at the fucking student union, and she'd walk in and someone would go, "Oh look, Melissa Oftemar and the Oftemar pitch kids are here." Like that's how we treated her all the time. So I ran into her 15 years later at a party, and she's like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Hey, I haven't seen you since college." I'm like, "Yeah, cool. What you been up to, Melissa?" She goes, "Oh, I'm living in LA, driving big cars and playing a piano." And I went, I said, "How you doing, Melissa?" I said, "How you doing?" She goes, "I'm living in LA, driving a big car, playing piano." So I went, "No, that's not how you're doing. That's what you're doing." I was asking how you were, but clearly now I know. Bye, Melissa. And I walked away. And my buddy was there, and he's like, "Why are you so mean to her?" I'm like, "It's a college thing, man."
He's like, "You just don't understand, man."
We fucking hated her in college.
Well, if she was a bitch, she got what she got.
No, she wasn't a bitch. She was just a tryhard. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
She was trying to be one of the cool kids all the time. And it's like, you're not one of the cool kids. You're a rich, spoiled fucking, what we call today a Nepo baby.
Yeah, I had a teacher who went to Princeton with Brooke Shields, and he said she was very nice, but she was like a plank of wood.
I believe it.
She had like no personality. She was just kind of like there.
I believe it.
That is unfortunate. But yeah, I've always kind of been a Smashing Pumpkins fan since way back, you know.
Nothing wrong with the Smashing Pumpkins.
But then again, one of my most favorite modern bands now is 21 Pilots. I'm a huge fan of 21 Pilots. I like my favorite song by them is My Blood, but you know. Smashing Pumpkin tickets. Nice. Yeah, he got older, his hair fell out, he got a lot darker in his music, and then become like ultra conservative. Fucking fled California or some shit. Like, I mean, I don't know what happened with Billy, but he totally had something happened, and he totally had a flip, you know. He's like, yeah, I'm just gonna do other things these days, you know. He's like,
cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug, yeah. But actually, another one of my favorite songs by 21 Pilots probably Chlorine, and then I also love Tearing My Heart. You know, she's a tearing my heart. Yeah, which he's singing about his high school sweetheart that he ended up marrying and I guess having kids with.
I don't know I know one song.
Yeah, but
I don't know their album history.
Sipping on straight chlorine. Found out Bill Burr was his brother. Whose brother?
Billy Corrigan. That's funny.
Shut up.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Love
fucking hate
is
about the
chemical.
modern world? You'll relate to this, Doc.
Love is chemical.
I like. Oh, Doc left. Never mind.
Yeah, Doc is like, no, we're not doing this.
Well, I'll share it with you then. I like M dashes. I've always liked M dashes. I always thought M dashes were a useful fucking tool. And now, because of ChatGPT, everyone thinks M dashes are fucking, and they get all pissy about them. I'm like, Jesus Christ, why must we ruin the fucking M dash now?
I don't know.
Oh, I know. These people are fucking cunts. That's why.
I don't even know what an M dash is.
It's when you have that large dash instead of an and but or whatever between two words.
Oh, okay.
An M dash. It's actually a really useful tool for writing and for being concise.
So when you try to say something and it'll be like parking dash lot, but not really that, but like that.
No, it'd be like, okay, let me give you an example of an M dash from what I write. Okay, when the fall came, it did not merely break armies or topple rulers. M dash. It shattered the very idea of centralized civilization, as opposed to a comma, space, 3 dots, you know, or saying when the fall came, it did not merely break or topple rulers, comma, it also shattered the very nature of blah, blah, blah. Like, it's just a simpler way of getting points across, and it's very simple. And the problem is that because ChatGPT uses it a lot, people now fucking shit on them all the time. And it's like, really? Fuck, can we?
I don't care what people think.
No, but like, you know, well, you don't publish. Never mind. You don't know.
Yeah, I don't,
okay.
you know, so.
Everyone's
So
just
I
ready
am
to shit
pretty
on
sure
you.
when I ordered this shit, I asked that the woman have like a top on, and the guy sent me the woman without a top on.
Well, that's what you get for ordering from Shadow.
Yeah, it's like, because I ordered a couple of them, and I think like this one, she's definitely got her chainmail bikini on, right? But this one, and I haven't done her flesh yet. I mean, there's no chainmail bikini up there. That is just buck naked.
Hey guys, I gotta take off. I will catch you all later.
All right, homie.
Bye.
Be safe. I gotta take off in a second myself. Actually, my wife is home early, and that means I was supposed to have the food ordered, but she wasn't supposed to be home for another hour. So
There
I've
you
just
go.
been over here being a douche canoe.
Just a bad husband.
A bad husband. I agree. I agree.
Well, I'm
Today.
going to fuck off then as well. So thank you for having me on, and then we will see you later, sir.
Yeah.
Enjoy your food with your missus.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye. Andre with his 2-day stuff. Today was going to be the day they were going to throw it back to you. By now, you should have somehow figured out what you're not to do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do. Bill Burr and Billy Corgan are not brothers. Bill Burr's from New York. Bill Corgan is not from New York, I don't think. About you now. Doom. You know, it's too bad that the brothers in that band, all they did is fist fight all the time, so the band had to split up. But, you know, I guess that's what happens when you got a couple of Irish guys hanging out too much. Anyway, peace and